Welcome back, everybody, and we're here at this mysterious house. What's that smell? What is that smell? Did you fart? No. And this, his favorite tea. Okay. Good to know. These dishes, they were his favorite. Okay, we got a tonic in the bucket. Flowers, his favorite. We're having a lot of the same thing happening. And so let's just go ahead and use the bed here. We will eventually find out, I think, whom this house belonged to. Actually, if you don't know who this house belonged to, it's very easy to figure out. Sabin, he was here? There you go. Spoiler. It's Sabin's house. I believe... Actually, no, this might be Duncan's house. What the... You know this guy?
Well, of course, he left a couple of days ago after he heard Master Duncan was slain. He headed into the mountains. I heard Duncan's son Vargas is missing as well. I have a bad feeling about this. There's a storm a-coming.
So that's kind of your next story clue. So welcome back to Final Fantasy VI, everybody. And now that we have our next story hook, we need to go to the mountains nearby and look for Edgar's twin brother, Sabin. Yes, you actually will get Sabin as a party member. And here are the mountains. It's Mount Colts, I think is his name. So I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. I am literally recording this the day of upload, so it'll probably be a little late. But things have been okay here. We've just had kind of a roller coaster week, as you usually do in the middle of spring when you're trying to do spring cleaning and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's all been good. I'm also excited because I just barely started up live streaming again this week, except we changed the day. And I actually think it worked out, especially time-wise. So, and it looks like after reviewing the footage that I think I fixed it enough that I want to try doing something like Street Fighter V on it and see how well the PS4 handles it. Because that was the Wii U, and now I want to do it on like the PS4 or the Xbox One just to see how well they handle the stream stress and lag. And I've also got... So, one of the main complaints that I had in that live stream was that I was getting lag from the online matches, and I think I may have a direct fix for that, but we'll see next week. Let's see, and usually this is like the time when I try to tackle some business, and there really isn't a whole lot of business to handle here. Once again, there's a reminder for the Q&A that I'm doing in the next couple of weeks. I do have a Drak update where I want to try and keep the questions funneled to, so if you guys have a question you would like to ask me for that Q&A, go look up the Drak channel update. It should be up the first thing that comes up on my main channel page, and leave a comment there, or you can send a private message to me via YouTube, and I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. Except don't send me dumb questions like, well, you know what, I will judge what is a dumb question when it comes to that. So, and if it is a dumb question, maybe I'll reply to you and go, maybe you could have come up with something a little bit better. But I'm not going to say what. Yeah, so I've got that Q&A. I've got a podcast this Saturday night. It's going to be happening, and we've got a few stories to talk about. I mean, a few at the very least. That's the way it goes. So that's happening, and Let's Play schedule really isn't changing. Also, if you guys are interested, so people have been asking when's the next review coming out. It came out 2 days ago. It's my Drak review quickie of Day of the Tentacle Remastered, so you guys can check that out. It's just one of those things that I'm going to add to the reviews is I want to be able to do handhelds and DLC and all that, so I decided to do quickies, which are hopefully going to be shorter, like half the time of the regular reviews, and will but that'll be fine, because the things that will qualify for a quickie are like remastered games where not a whole lot has changed, DLC where not a whole lot of the content has changed, and I only want to judge the downloadable content. Or in some cases, handheld games will fall into this, and that's usually because I don't have a means to record current handheld stuff, so like for Vita or for 3DS. So at that point, I'd much rather just do a quickie of it, because I still do want to like review things like Bravely Second and Metroid Prime Federation Force, but I can't capture the footage. So that's the plan, at least for the moment. I think that's pretty much all the business that I have this week. Yay! I know a lot of people get annoyed with me talking about like channel business and all that fun stuff, but I just want to get it done. And thankfully, I do have more to talk about, because in the last couple of weeks, now that I've been feeling better, I have been able to play quite a bit of games off that list. So we'll start working on that. I'm actually just double checking. I think we still got a ways to go in Mount Colts. So the first thing that I'd actually like to bring up is Lego City Undercover. So people have known that I've been working on this game for a while. I finally finished it. I continued the investigation. We had a couple of prime moments where I got to save Natalia, aka the love interest of the game. I got to rescue Vinny Pompiardo at his hideout. There was a mission where I got to deal with like an Arnold ripoff. I'm sorry, Arnold Twins ripoff, because they were twin Arnolds. And I got to steal a crane, and that was pretty awesome. Yeah, overall, like, my final thoughts on Lego City Undercover, it's a cute Lego game, especially when it's something that's unique. It's their own story that can be derived. And I love the fact that it was based off of the Lego City brick set, which I would like to have seen more of that, like, where they have unique brick sets. I'd love to see unique games based off of that. I know that we have things like Legend of Chima and Bionicle, but I love the fact that they took one of their classic sets and actually did a story around it. Pirates of the Caribbean has pretty much taken up their pirate set. You could dare say that Lord of the Rings has kind of taken up their their fantasy or their knights set, and Ninjago has definitely taken up their ninja set. So I'm glad that we were able to get Lego City Undercover, and I get, like, a lot of people thought I wouldn't like it because it was a Grand Theft Auto knockoff, and no, actually I didn't have a problem with that, because I like the plot of it and I love the humor. So, and it's all the humor of like the buddy cop movies of old, the occasional stereotype here and there. Like I said, we had an Arnold knockoff with a twin Arnold knockoff. And I love the fact that everything that they had to say was like referencing something that Arnold had done. I'm trying to remember like one of the ones that they did. Like one of them was to the effect of, "What, do you want to be a last action hero?" Or what was? "Could you stop running, man?" I love those little jokes here and there. And the other one I also liked was the Morgan Freeman knockoff. Nah, I'm not Freeman. That's Freeman. So yeah, overall, I recommend Lego City Undercover wholeheartedly to people who have a Wii U and would like something unique to be able to play. Granted, this is a Lego game, so it's not entirely unique, but I would actually say it steps outside of the usual formula just enough to make it interesting. So I hope you guys pick that game up. The next game that I would like to talk about is No More Heroes 2: Desperate Struggle. I have made quite a bit of progress on this one. I think the last time I talked to you guys on it, I was rank 50 in the UAA, and I finally got to rank 7. So I've done quite a bit. I got to rank 24, and I got to fight a football jock and his army of cheerleaders. They were literally all 49, 48, 47, 46. And we got to have an epic giant robot fight, and you know what? That sold the game for me. I got to fight a giant robot. I'm fine. Then I also got... The other thing that I've really liked from No More Heroes 2 is the occasional revenge missions. Like, they will throw out somebody who just wants to kill you. Not necessarily for your rank, but just because you F them over one time or another. And you got to, like, I like that idea because Travis Touchdown has had to step on a few heads in order to get where he is. One of which was actually a fangirl, and that was a weird scene, especially since it was like a high school girl. If Travis Touchdown is feeling awkward about a moment, you should probably be feeling awkward about a moment too, especially when she came out with a what was it? It was her flute or her recorder, and it was a Darth Maul like dual edge lightsaber. That was awesome as far as I am concerned, and something that's one of the things that I love about the No More Heroes series is that they use lightsabers like wherever they can. Sure, we've seen other weapons in the series, but most of the time it is just lightsaber, 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 and it's not in a Star Wars setting, and it works. It's so beloved. Another thing that also happened that I found was interesting was we got to meet up with a few of the UAA kills from the last game, one of which was Shinobu. We actually got to play as Shinobu. That was so freaking weird. But I loved it, because in my opinion, she's a little bit faster than Travis, and I like that a little bit. I actually want to see more missions involving Shinobu, so that I can just, play around and have some fun at a little bit faster pace. I also love the concept, I think I've spoiled this before, but when you go to save a game, or save your game, with Travis, it is that you sit down on the toilet and you're just making these odd, like grunt noises, because he's taking a crap. With Shinobu, it's the same thing where you actually have to go into a bathroom to save, except I guess women's restrooms, at least according to the world of No More Heroes, all have shower stalls. And so you actually get to have this kind of awkward shower scene, and that's how you save. It's like, wow, you know what? I could, just for the heck of it, I can see a couple of kids being totally confused and asking their parents, Mommy, Daddy, why don't we have shower stalls in the boys' room? Because they don't exist in those rooms. If there is actually a shower stall in the ladies' room, I've never gone in the ladies' room, people. If there is actually shower stalls, then I apologize, but I don't think there is. I just thought that was a nice touch. The other thing that also made me happy was with Shinobu, like, you actually take control of her for a while to help Travis get up in the ranks, just to kind of shorten the game a little bit. And one of the people you take on was Destroy Man from the previous game. Except now he's New Destroy Man, and, when you cut him in half, he actually just took cybernetic parts, and, remade himself. Now he's twins. I love that idea. I giggled all over that. It was awesome. Just because Destroy Man was like one of my favorite assassination kills from the previous game. The other one that was also back was the giant brain that we didn't actually get to fight because it was the Henry guy, and we actually got to fight him this time as Travis. It was worth it, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else I can? I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that random encounter. It happened. That's what happens in this game. Random encounters. The other thing that I'd also like to mention, in my most recent rank fight, I took on a guy on a motorcycle, and we literally had like a tug-of-war thing. It reminds me of, like, I wasn't watching wrestling at this point, but I knew that it was happening, where, like, Hulk Hogan and I guess it was the Giant at the time got a monster truck sumo wrestling thing. That's what it reminded me of. It was so dumb. But thankfully it ended in an actual, like, fight. I just got frustrated with it. I'm like, if this is the fight, I'm going to be a little frustrated by it. Just because I don't want to have, like, this whole... You literally headbutt each other, and the first one off the cliff is the winner, or is the loser. And that's just kind of a dumb concept, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so we actually have somebody here. Sabin sent you, right? We're gonna have to figure out his voice. Oh! Well, he kicked our butts. Who are you? Sabin, is he here? You were shadowing us earlier, right? Oh, brilliant. And how unlucky is it that you've run into me? And so now we get to have a boss fight with the other person that we were told about, Vargas. And apparently he's recruited 2 bears into his tutelage. And they're called Ipoos. They're Winnie the Poohs. There you go. That might be the episode title. Winnie the Pooh recruitment. So yeah, that's pretty much the update that I have on No More Heroes 2. I am loving it. I have occasional gripes here and there, like going to Ryan's gym to increase your stamina and your, or to increase your health and your attack power. Those are frustrating mini games, especially since I'm like to the point where I have to do the last muscle training, and I may not even do it. It's like raised my blood pressure to a point where I'm about ready to murder the Wii every time he tells me I didn't pass. So I have gripes here and there, but I'm still liking the game overall. And I'm pretty much to the end of it, I think. In fact, like, I think, yeah, I'm like rank 7 or rank 5 or something like that. Off with you now! Give it up, Vargas! Is that you, Sabin? Again, this is why I love 6, people. It's because we can do scenes like this. Vargas, why'd you do it? How could you do your own father in like that? So, we're presuming he killed him? Fool! He made the mistake of choosing you as his successor! I only wish I could do this like in subtitles. He snubbed me! His only son! No. You were the one he chose. You're a liar! Our master wanted you to be his successor, not me! Well, that makes sense, you know, his son. He appreciated your fine spirit. Enough of your lies! I heard you quivering in that last statement. Now have a taste of my superior technique! Of my true power! Mortal attack! Blizzard fist! Does that mean you're a Blizzard fan? I don't think so. Ah, Sabin! The master taught you well. Ha 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 ha! I guess there's no avoiding this. And so let's see. Fate made us train together. Like Ryu and Ken. And fate will send you to your doom! So yeah, this is the introductory, I tire of this. Hold on, sorry. Okay. This is the introductory kind of dialogue to Sabin. And it introduces you to his Blitz command, which is basically doing Street Fighter commands on the controller in order to get abilities. And you actually do have to unlock them with leveling. I will admit that's one of the reasons I don't like the PlayStation version, is that it doesn't really take all of the key responses. Especially for the later ones. But this is the one you're supposed to do. What the? He already taught you that? Yes. If only you hadn't been in such a rush for power. And there we go. The most basic blitz he apparently wasn't supposed to teach me. And I'm not kidding. It is one of the most basic blitzes. I actually think Aura Bolt should have been the thing that does him in. Sabin! How on earth are we twins? We both speak different accents. Big brother? We have to look him over. The brothers are reunited! And now we have to have Terra. Younger brother? At first glance, I thought he was some bodybuilder who had strayed from his gym. Yeah, I've seen this line many times, and I love it. Bodybuilder? I'll take that as a compliment. We might have to find a different voice for him. Anyway, brother, what are you doing here? We're on the way to the Sable Mountains. To the Returner's hideout, no doubt. I don't know, I kind of want to go with like a wrestler voice, but who knows. I've been watching from afar, hoping that the world might regain some sanity. At this rate, Figaro will be reduced to a puppet state. Our time to strike back has arrived. Having this moment, the Empire is going to pay for what it has done. Think a bear like me could help you in your fight? Well, yeah. I'd take you. You join us? Sabin. And so now we get to have this whispering moment. I think Duncan would rest easier if he knew his disciple played a part in bringing peace to the world. Well then, let's get going. Let's get this journey started. And a journeying we will go. Yes, so now we actually have Sabin, and I probably should have showed like the blitz commands that we do have. It's not much. I think you can get 8 techniques throughout the game. And you start out with roughly 3. So at that point, as you level up, you will master new techniques, except for one. One actually does have a special caveat to it that you have to fulfill in order to move forward. Or at least until you, in order to get the final blitz. Yes, it is the final one. As usually that's the way it goes with these. See, that's what it should have been. That Aura Bolt should have been the thing that knocks Vargas out. I actually don't like the fact that it's Pummel that does it. It should have been Aura Bolt, because, you know, big Hadouken going that way. And, yes, guys, that's why you have to do Street Fighter-like commands. Street Fighter had come out before this point, and so Square Enix literally looked at that and went, oh, we should make a character based around that. And then have non-responsive controls. I've heard that the GBA version improves on it a little bit, but it still has kind of the sticking problems. In my opinion, nothing will ever beat the Super Nintendo version, which I do think you can... Well, you could get it on the Wii Virtual Console. I don't think you can get it on the Wii U yet. But I am playing the PlayStation version, and it sticks a lot. People will notice that a little bit later once I get Fire Dance in particular, because that's one of the lengthier button combinations, and it just treats some of it as if it didn't happen. So it's a little irritating, but I still love the character of Sabin. You know, even though he's a big brute, he's a big lug, but you gotta love him. You just gotta love him. And so now we are on our way to the Sable Mountains to meet with the returners finally. So that was our goal. I do have some other games to talk about, but maybe, because we're kind of running low on time, maybe I'll hold off on those until next week and get into them once we can get some questing going. I love doing me some Aura Bolt. And yes, it is as simple as you might think it is. If you've ever done a Hadouken in Street Fighter, you've done Aura Bolt. Love the victory fanfare. Okay, so I think we're actually really close to the hideout. There it is. So going up this mountain pass is the returners' hideout. And of course, nobody's guarding the entrance. Maybe we should change that. Oh, there's the guard. He's just inside. King Edgar, this way, please. Okay. Are we going to be patted down? Do you not trust your loyal ally? Nope, he's just leading us over to Banyan. And so this is Banyan's room, and there he is, the leader of the returners, Banyan. And people have already criticized my pronunciation of his name. As far as I'm concerned, because this is how I pronounced it as a kid, it is Banyan. I like how it sounds, and I'm not changing it. Because Bannon doesn't sound all that great. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Banyan. Banyan, we brought the girl with us. Is she the girl who talks to the Espers? Espers? Seemed the Empire had complete control over her.
Carrier pigeons brought word that she wiped out 50 of the Empire's best soldiers in only a few minutes.
That's a lie, and it was a cutscene you shouldn't know about! Tara! Banyan, she doesn't remember anything.
Stay where you are. Perhaps you've heard this story. Once, when people were pure and innocent, there was a box they were told never to open, but someone went and opened it anyway. He unleashed all the evils of the world: envy, greed, pride, violence, control. All that was left in the box was a single ray of light: hope.
Pandora's box. He played the God of War games! No, I'm kidding.
We now confront those evils. And you are the last ray of light, our only hope.
That's a lot of pressure to put on somebody.
Banyan! I'm so tired. Let me rest a while.
Fun fact, this is actually the voice that I've been doing for Banyan every time I ever play the game. I just like kind of giving him this raspy, like, Gandalf voice. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this week. So, in the meantime, next week we will make our decision on whether or not we want to help the returners and help Banyan, and also move forward with the quest of Final Fantasy VI.